There you go. The new Pango set.
Dun, da, da, da.
You were not wrong.
Does he have
and
the
it is a
taunt?
4-position Pango. Okay.
He's got the taunt. Show me that taunt. He doesn't have. He ditched the parrot though. He wants the gun instead.
So they kept the Omni at 3, slid the Pango over to the 4. Do you agree with that, Kyle?
I'm not sure. I was thinking about it. You don't necessarily like laning against AM as Pangolier, but I would agree that it's better. Like, I'd rather have a Pango core in this game.
I think you like laning against AM as Omni Knight that much better.
I would agree.
Huh.
It is one of the counter picks. Now we'll see. Looks like we might have a bit of a fight over on the top route. The stun going out onto Afu. The charge as well onto Ali. He's going to get cold feeded. If that procs, he could be in trouble. Afu will certainly die first. Gets an auto attack off just to ensure that his teammates get the kill. Who's going to get the rune? Pangolier. He body blocks him and beats him to the spot. That's an excellent tackle there by my man Dogfight.
3 out of 4 to the Dire to offset that first blood. So
which is how much a percentage, Alan?
75.
That's correct.
I thought I was the stats guy.
That's true.
I don't know that.
I'm so used to like having to throw those softballs to Alan though, so he can get a word in.
That's how it's gonna be, huh, Kyle? You started off so friendly tonight.
I try to keep you on your toes.
How's that working out for you?
They're chasing the Spirit Breaker.
Not so well.
He started with boots.
The Spirit Breaker?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no stout.
Lanham, man.
That's typical Lanham. He is a boots first. You know, it's funny. All the way back at TI6, back when he was playing, I believe, still with eHome. God, that was that epic EG eHome game. He always bought boots first, and I remember being befuddled because it was every single hero. It didn't matter what the scenario was. He's like, no, not boots. And in this scenario, it makes sense if he's going to just chase dogfights around. But the problem is that dogfights will out-hit him because he has Shield Oov. He's charging the Rasta, who will retreat to under his tower. Should be fine. 6 and 6 on Wraith King already.
Wow,
why aren't they backlaning is my question. This is my concern with, I mean, God, you know, I know we're sick of it, but at the same time, this is why people don't lane.
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah, I'm sick of it, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's optimal.
And that's I guess.
Especially when you have a hero like Spirit Breaker, you don't even need a Stout Shield to backlane.
Oh, wow. Look at the damage flyby staking. Did have the Surge, though. Was level 2, so they back off of it.
That was one thing, by the way, one thing that was suggested to me as at least a small fix for the backlane is to remove the double Stout.
Yeah, I could see it. Maybe, you know, it's funny because remember when Poor Man's Shield was just removed from the game?
Yeah, straight up removed.
It's that same scenario now where it feels like, you know, not necessarily the double shield, but just shield in general is just maybe too strong of an item for the gold. You know?
Or you just change the damage type on creeps to pierce, or have it go through block.
Sure. Have it so that
have it so that damage block
shield.
works against heroes, maybe even neutrals, but not lane creeps.
Yeah. Maybe buff it against heroes and then nerf it against creeps. That could make sense. It'll be interesting to see, well, one, whether there's one of those like genre meta-defining patches after the qualifiers or just a bunch of tweaks.
It's typically the latter, right? Unless there's something just completely out of balance that we don't like. And I think this wave cutting problem is in the side lanes is going to get worse before it gets better. I feel like unless there's a change that we're going to see both side lanes wave cutting every game at TI.
Yeah. Especially when you know the best teams in the world are going to find. It's like remember the interview Notel gave? Oh, hang on, bottom lane. They're blinking onto the Omni Knight. He's going to take a couple of hits. If only there was an Oov on the AM, might be enough. Does have the boots advantage, but will not pursue. But yeah, Notel was discussing how he just tries to break the game, right? As once again, gank mid, Shackles will land. Emo trying to hit another Spark Wraith if it lands. This should be a kill on the Lina, but no, dogfights. It teleports in as well. That should be enough to secure the kill. And it is Setsu going down. Teleport in from Lan M, but not much to do here other than watch and soak up some XP while his core regenerates.
Your play-by-play is not bad. I like this.
I talk a lot, Alan.
I hadn't noticed.
It's crazy.
I also would not know anything about what that's like.
I gotta say, I'm like a different person when I sleep.
You really are.
It's amazing.
You really are.
I feel like that's true for most people, though. Anyway, we're in the game.
We are.
Make sure, by the way, if you guys are watching, to stay hydrated. Stretch it out. Don't sit in one spot for too long, guys. We want you to be healthy. We want you to be Dota fans forever.
We just installed Stay Hydrated bot in COD.
No, we didn't. We
Omni
don't
is
need a
just
robot.
perpetually out of mana.
Yerp.
He's got 6 creeps.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Isn't he turning into a 5? Just because his lane's so bad?
Yeah. Like Dogfights is gonna have his javelin.
Really?
That's
Before
ridiculous.
Maybe that was the plan, right? Where you realize the 4 will probably get more farm than the 3, just because you're against that AM. Charge mid. Emo gonna tank the stun. Follow up from Setsu. Should have enough damage to finish this off. There was no raindrop on Emo and takes a bash. That'll certainly secure the kill. The Flux doing a ton of damage. Was not able to drop tower aggro on Setsu. And now Lan M, he's gonna continue to fight, but he has no shield. He has no shield, and was that a double damage?
Yeah.
On Ollie? Yeah, that was a lot of DPS.
Yeah, the boots first comes back to haunt. Never went back and picked up that stout shield.
I just don't know if I like the way they've played this top lane. The charge will come out now.
Well,
the teleport in from Lan M. They're
the
on
results
top of
would suggest
dogfights.
that.
Oh, nice job. He actually jukes away, gets the rune, and then taunts on top.
Oh, yeah.
Only thing missing is the parrot from the new set.
You got to do it with style.
ZZZ.
They can shrine up here. Nice value.
Checking out the net worth real quick.
Yeah. I tell you what, that gap has closed considerably because Wraith King was up 10 CS
And
not long ago. And
look at that.
Anti-Mage completely unpressured now.
Omni Knight is actually in the 5th spot in net worth on his team. So perhaps that was the plan all along. Although this is where, you know, it comes back to the whole creep cutting thing, where I feel like if IG just had 2 heroes pulling these creep waves around, they'd have a much better laning phase. Mid lane, those, we have some action once again. Cold feet onto the just
eats a
obliterated by the
Laguna.
Laguna Blade. Now Setsu tanks the stun. TP in from the ZZZ Wraith King, getting early, very active as a safe lane carry. Should be enough to finish off Setsu. Afu now on the retreat. Will get slowed, stunned. He actually is going to go down as well. That max level Flux will certainly secure his demise as Emo gets the kill.
Yeah, you just see the weakness of the A there. He's trying to body block, and that's his biggest contribution to that fight. As Lina gets the kill with the Laguna and tries to retreat down toward the river. Any other support there can cast a spell. AA's just kind of trying to block Rasta, but he gets the disable off anyway.
Treads complete on Monet. Down
More
the
or less
bottom
what we
lane.
expected so far.
Invis on Lanam should be able to set up for a kill on the Shadow Shaman. Won't be able to get the charge off right away. Now will land it. Monet on the pursuit does have Treads and that Mana Void active, but there is
Dangerous.
the repel from the Omni Knight. Will be able to, or not the repel, the Heavenly Grace.
I
But
still
this
say
is
that
still
too.
very scary. Nice counterspell by Monet will ensure that he's able to get that ult off no problem. The heal will land, but that's not going to be enough to save the roster.
Where are the
Now they're going to
TP
pursue the Omni Knight.
responses?
He's going to just tank a cold feet under tower. Looks like he might be a kill as well. Gets the Grace off, but it's not going to mean anything. Afu
Man.
finishes him off.
If this were a pub, we'd be saying team.
Team?
I mean, he got chased around for a good
Ooh,
30
this
seconds.
is
The
the-
Shadow there in tier 1.
But look top. We've got ZZZ farming a Midas. Look mid. That's an Arc Warden.
Yeah.
Farming a Midas. Who's supposed to get involved? That's the problem with the lineup. If the off lane goes so poorly, all of a sudden you have this lane where you're weak. Not just weak, like you're a liability, and the 2 supports are not powerful enough to make moves.
Yeah, that's true. And to be fair, the Arc Warden had TP'd mid for the had gone back mid for the response on Alina. So
And see, this is the other thing. This is like a concept that's difficult for me to explain like mid-game, but you want to be thinking when you draft, okay, like which hero on my team is going to be able to teleport in response? And there's heroes like Storm, like Quap, like Puck that counter gank. And then there's heroes like Omni, which if he was a support, could be keeping his head on a swivel. Oh, friend in trouble, TP in, heal, Grace, save the core. But when you have a Pango as the 4 position, that's just not a possibility any longer.
8 base armor low. Spirit Breaker just does not care. I guess his armor is not that high anymore, but still. Yeah, and I think that's a really important concept. I mean, do you remember Scrimming Wings before TI6? And
Yes.
we had these game plans where we were getting like free 50% damage on the opposing offlane tier 1 tower, like every game, because of some of these lanes that we're picking. And all of a sudden, we dive 1 time for kills and Wings TPs 4 heroes.
Yep.
And they were willing to do that with just any lineup.
Yep. They're one of the fastest playing teams in Dota. I think that's why You know, I remember having a conversation with Puppy about this. He'll say, you know, what was the best team in Dota? And he'll hold to that until somebody wins another TI, that TI 1-3 Na'Vi is still number one. The other arguments could be like TI 4 to TI 6 EG, third, third, pretty impressive.
I would give that. Yeah.
It's really interesting because if you ask, I'd say at least half of like the old guard pro players will say that the team that played like the best Dota, the most beautiful Dota, is still Wings. And part of that's because they were fleeting, you know? They really weren't around for so long. They were in this incredible form at TI and then just kind of disappeared afterwards.
It's the same reason that we still talk about Tupac, right? I mean, we didn't get to see like the later albums that might not have been as good. Yeah. All right, smoke coming out from the Radiant side here. Doesn't look like they're going to find anything in the Dire jungle. They might be wrapping around here onto the Arc Warden.
Yeah, they're going to get in. Emo drops the double bubble, standing in the middle of them, and they're trying to hit him. But for like, I don't know how that works, but it's quite annoying. Luckily, the Ion Shell damage will be enough to burn him down. They do get a counter kill onto the Setsu Lina. Bit of a punish there. Bounty Rune's top uncontested at the moment. Nafu. This is a TI main stage player right here. Will TP in to grab the one.
Yeah, it's still somehow underrated.
Omni Knight will be man avoided down. Monet finishes the kill, closing in on the Battle Fury already.
Does Monet just flat out carry this game?
I think he does, and that is the problem, I believe, with the IG lineup. However, do recall they have double minus. Emos is not up just yet. He'll be finishing it, I believe, with this creep. Needs the catapults to complete it. Top lane, dogfights, finds a kill onto Afu. And this is, I think, the equalizer for IG. I think Pangolier is one of those very underpicked heroes currently in the meta. Incredible mid-game team fight. Like, the Rolling Thunder is still one of the best spells, pound for pound, in Dota 2. Lan M, speaking of pound for pound, he's going to go toe-to-toe with dogfights, trying to bash him into oblivion. Gets juked, unfortunately. Won't be able to land the Nether Strike unless he can get some more vision here. No Quelling Blade on dogfights, but somehow it's as if he knows. It's as if he knows, and TPs.
He is going to get out.
What a boss.
Man, oh man. And he's already online as much as he needs to be, but the question is at the 4 position, is he going to be able to get the levels to really threaten the AM? He's got the Javelin up.
Speaking of threat, we've got double Midas, triple Midas in the mid lane as they now continue to push forwards, trying to deal some damage to this critical tier 1. Wards go down, bubble goes down. This is not likely to be defended. I take that back as Lanam and Afu are smoked up. But I think this is a wise decision. They're going to retreat, not contest this tower, far too fortified of a position set up by IG, but instead will deeply invade the jungle, trying to place a ward. Afu still holding on to it, has sentries. There is one currently just above him. Doesn't want to place the ward where he's standing.
Yeah. As
they now ping out the mid tower, perhaps that's their next play.
Yeah, but the spider sense has to be going off here for IG. Those heroes just haven't shown on the map in a while. You're not going to catch somebody on the backside of that.
Monet killing off the top tower. Feeling the pressure in the bottom lane. Tries to get out of dodge ASAP. The typical safe lane rotate towards the off lane once you hit the mid-game mark.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really has stood out about the play today compared to the 2 group stage days of coverage is these teams are just so much better at reading the map. At reading where the enemy team is going to set up for an engagement and being where they aren't when they want to farm.
Top lane, immediate initiation on ZZZ. He does have the ultimate active, however, Dogfight's going to immediately roll forwards. 2 heroes hit right away. It looks like Monet's in a lot of trouble. He's out of mana thanks to really just, he's just out of mana, actually. Don't know how that happened. Lanham's going to tank the stun to the face, gets crit down. ZZZ will happily trade his ultimate for 2 kills. What happened there to the AM?
Changes the texture of the game completely, and a huge mistake by Monet to be out of mana. Is there mana burn?
Changes the texture? What do you mean? You're like tasting the game right now?
It changes the feel of the game completely. I mean, AM looked like he was just going to snowball.
So what, did it go from like velvet to corduroy or what?
Went from silky smooth to moderately rough. If
so
you're
like
an
a granite
RNG
table
fan.
to a granite countertop? Is it polished or unpolished?
Marble, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like a tile floor now.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
Got it.
I like it.
That makes perfect sense. I'm sure our viewers are very pleased with that.
I know Twitch chat is happy. They always are.
It's sort of like Schrodinger's cat, right? Because there's so many people within
The
Twitch
casters
chat,
are both alive and dead, but
Well,
chat wishes that they're dead.
the chat is happy and sad at all times.
I
Because there's
see.
just so damn many. of them.
But unless we open up the chat window, we'll never know.
Yeah. Remember, there are genuinely people in this chat that love Nahaz and wish he was at every single event, just like me.
Hi, Mom.
By that I mean I'm one of those people.
Oh,
Because I'm also in the chat. Hi, chat.
Oh, God. Caster in chat, please.
7-11 the score. 1,000 gold lead in the hands of IG. And to your point, it did look great for Monet, but he's not going to have a Battle Fury until a 15-minute mark, and those Midases have already been up and running for quite some time. And to your point, sure, AM always has that reach advantage to get on top of the Arc Warden, but he will be squishy into the late game. And at a point, especially when you hit 25 on AW, with the Hex, with the Shadow Blade, it becomes impossible to split push lanes effectively. Lanam charging forward, right on top of Dogfight's going to have to land the ultimate before the Rolling Thunder comes off. Monet blinks forward as well, gets the Mana Void, finishes off the kill, no problem. Battle Fury will be completed in just a couple of moments. Needs the 1 CS. Courier already on the way to the secret shop.
Those kills are going to help, but to your point about the squishiness of AM, when that is moderated is when he's playing from an item ahead, and it looked for a minute there like he was going to have that kind of a cushion. We get a little engagement here in the Radiant side jungle. This is a very dangerous place for Dire to fight, and they have the reach to prevent the disengage. The edge of the Ice Blast close to me, eats a Laguna to the face. Omni Knight down.
Indeed. Setsu looking for more, perhaps. I love Lina when he gets surged. Look how fast this team moves. As I say that, ZZZ blinks right in, fly by, obliterated. I love the blink after Midas. So good. If he had gone for that brainless Radiance next item, I think they're losing this game for sure. But instead, he finds not 1 but 2 kills off food to the next default, and a double kill to the Arc Warden.
I'm so on board with you. You can tell RNG were kind of caught off guard by the aggression from the Wraith King there. That I think both teams, it looked like both teams were going to settle into this farming game, especially with an Arc Warden on your team. A lot of teams have the tendency to do that, but IG so good throughout these qualifiers at playing at a faster tempo.
Yeah, it's just solid team. They now drop the Rasta wards. Charge coming forward. IG, you've got to be careful here. This AA ult already being thrown. It's going to hit on 2. Lana kiting away. Pangolier rolling thunder now. They're going to look to dive here, perhaps. The mech coming out already. ZZZ diving forwards. He's got that ultimate available. He does not care about going down once. Now a grip onto Setsu. He's in a ton of trouble here. Ema moving forwards. Man avoided by Monet, who's still in the back lines. Will finish off the Arc Ward now with a double kill, and they're going to continue to pursue. Now ZZZ stuck under tower. He's just going to go down here. Dogfights will escape with a nice juke up to the high ground into TP, but man, IG, what?
It just felt like an overcommitment there.
There's no Omni
I know they're
there.
trying to get aggressive, but yeah, the Omni Knight was just never in that fight. And
look at the item choice as well. You can already see IG buckling up for a long one. And
this seems weird to me, right? That your Wraith King went Blink Dagger after his Midas, and then your Omni's building Midas? Is that right?
I'm okay with it. It's just that either you're going to fight anyway as 5 with these Midases and, stay strong, go toe-to-toe, but be able to outscale or at least stay relevant as the game continues, or take the fight you won and get out of there.
But did Greaves get nerfed and I didn't see it?
You're playing into AA. Perhaps that's part of the reason.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, stupid.
I think Pipe's
right.
more value just because of that. And you're playing against Darkseer Luna.
We saw so many early Greaves games at Epicenter and early Pipe games, and they felt so good. And yet, we're seeing relatively few Greaves rush, a few more Pipe rushes in these games here. Ouch. But the AA, that takes that off the table.
Yeah, ZZZ just gets absolutely obliterated. I'm concerned. RNG suddenly with all the tempo in this game.
2 deaths in about a minute there for that Wraith King, and this AM now, again, as little as early deaths matter. We've talked about this so much, that deaths before the 10-minute mark are just completely, all of a sudden these deaths at 16, 17 minutes, your carry dies twice, and look at the gap the AM has opened up.
Bottom now. Pangolier rolling forwards. Lanam taking a lot of damage here, but will be able to bash Ollie down. He goes. He's dead. Dogfights will finish off 1 kill. Now getting Nether struck, however. Does have the teleport, but here's Monet. This is going to be a ton of gold going the way of Animage.
I love this sound effect. Oh no, he holds the Mana Void. Aww.
let him get the wards. There you go. Monet picks up a ton of gold, and all of a sudden he's 2,500 gold ahead of the game.
Yeah.
This is getting scary because the window for IG to win this game is going to be post the AM6 slot when they have their Arc Warden fully online and decked out. But right now, feels like Monet is going to hit that wonderful Battle Fury, Manta, Basher, BKB timing,
and you
then
can already
they
see
go.
it. He already. I love that he just already has the items queued up. He is not screwing around. After that mana style, he wants to be battle AM. He realizes he's going to have the chance the way this game is going and the farm that he's getting to end the game before the Arc Warden 25 can come into play. It's been a really fun game so far.
It has. This is more action than we saw in like
first 2 days.
A series or two.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing, right? I expected these to be the two teams playing in the winners bracket final.
And you were wrong.
Thank you, Kyle.
But at least we're here together, casting this lower bracket. The AAL coming forward. Into initiation on top of Emo. He will get ice blasted, taking a ton of damage. The GA, though, on top of the Nether Strike from Lanem. The ultimate, will that be enough? Oh, Emo, he's got a couple more ticks.
Oh, the Mana Void.
He's in the bubble. He's going to be finished off by Monet. Bounty runes have spawned as well. A 2-for-1 exchange, however, because both Lina and Spirit Breaker have died in the back lines. Flyby trying to escape now, has that hood, going to surge back. Dog fights will not be able to land the kill as Monet scoops up both bounties, and once again, Afu, always aware of the clock, going to find his way to the bounty rune top. Will not be able to get the aggressive, but he does have friendly darks here who will bottle up his own.
Yeah, we're just getting into this. We're getting into this time of the game where, bar losing all of the other 4 heroes, the only thing that matters in a fight is whether the AM dies. If he is living through these fights, he is just going to continue to open up that gap.
And the concern I have is that it just feels like, I don't know why, I mean, a concern, I don't even know who I'm supposed to be rooting for here. But point is,
we're rooting for good Dota,
RNG,
man.
They just have an easier time finding kills because of this AM and because of the Spirit Breaker. Once he has the Basher, all of a sudden, just a charge and a blink in, any isolated hero could just go down immediately. Whereas IG, you know, you need your carry. You need your Wraith King with the Midas to be your primary playmaker. That's what he's looking to do right now.
Try to create here.
But there's 5 heroes on the hill. They know this is happening. Immediately, he gets the counterspell onto the stun. ZZZ's going to have to turn around immediately. The Ward Trap onto Spirit Breaker. Lanham in some trouble. Will be just gripped down and die. Dogfights rolling around. Misses the swashbuckle, and I do believe RNG should be able to disengage here. ZZZ looking to get frisky. We'll have a Cold Feet on top of now, a buyback from Lan M. They're looking to fight here on RNG. Cold Feet, he just dies. He wasn't able to get mana out because he went too deep. That's an Animage. You can't fight him, bro. Omni Knight tanks charge. Lan M going for more. Will land his ultimate onto Ali, and now a great vac, or wall rather.
It's not
Monet
even.
picks up Rasta, and they're going to continue to pursue Omni Knight now the next target.
This is looking bleak for IG because imagine what happens if In July is in position and has wall up at the beginning of that fight and catches him up the high ground. That fight went about as well for IG as it could have gone.
And I question, you know, you have 3 Midases.
Yeah.
If you were going to go 3 Midases, why then force the pressure so hard?
I'm telling you, my read on this game really changed when we saw the Wraith King die twice within a minute, around the 16, 17-minute mark, and in between, the Omni Knight Midas came up on the screen, and I'm going, all of our talk about the Wraith King going Blink Dagger and IG looking to get aggressive, forcing things a little bit in the bottom lane, is the Omni Knight on the same page as his team? Are they reading the game the same way?
And when IG looks good, I feel like this is when it is. You have a couple of, I think, critical components of a draft, which is 1, Lan M on a hero that either dominates a lane or can rotate around the map and kill things. And 2nd, you have Monet on a hyper carry. That's when this team is scary. And if you look at their series earlier today, let me just double check that I'm not crazy here. I do believe he was playing more of those like traditional cores and not the super carries. They lost to an Animage, I know, and then I believe they picked Animage and got broodmothered. So perhaps that was eHome just having an excellent read.
Well, that's going to happen when you're drafting against Xiao 8. Still, this is. I mean, the Basher is already online. Do you agree with completing the Abyssal here as he has queued up, or do you think you dip back for the BKB?
I'm not
May
sure.
not
I'll get
matter
into it
here.
in a
It
moment.
looks like
He's-
some
he can
action.
Charge? No, nothing. Ult
Another
onto
strike.
dogfights. He's going to tank an ABS. No, the Heavenly Grace should save him. He jukes the Ice Blast damage. Very well played.
Yeah, but these spells are being used defensively to get IG out of the fights. There's no inroads into the formation on the RNG side.
They don't have the ability to do so. And look at Lan M. He's just charging around the map. Got vision of Emo. He'll target him. No problem. Knows he's back in base now. Just the vision advantage for RNG thanks to this big cow. And look at Monet just blinking forward, just asserting dominance. These are my creeps.
This is our map. Now, RNG just schoolyard bullying right now. And you can tell the mentality of a team. 3 people are rotating into the Radiant primary jungle so that Wraith King can do a single stack camp.
Setsu dealing with the Arc Warden split pressure. There are bots up on Emo. Has the Mjolnir Midas finished, of course. Next item, Shadowblade, that'll be complete soon as well. But it's that Hex. That's what they really need, because right now, IG, they can't do these sort of plays so easily unless the Wraith King's there. As I say this, fly by, taking a ton of damage, gets hexed up, Ward Trap now, but ZZZ's already dead. Dogfight's doing what he can to create space, but he's got to get out of here as well. And now the Omni Knight being pursued. Monet gonna smack him in the face. The stun will miss, but Lanham's charge, that's targetable. And he'll land that, no problem. Monet gonna blink forward one more time. Does land the bash last hit. Double kill, godlike streak now for the Monet AM. And as you can see, bottom lane, top shrine area, they're just farming. Line up! Oh, with 0.3 to go. He's right on top of Dogfights. There's now no stun available. And look, what do you know? Monet, with that blink cooldown talent, so mobile around the map, gonna blink in, finds the kill. Beyond godlike.
I don't see that hero dying. Bar some really great play, and you saw it. In July, lost his life in the process, but if he gets off a proper vac wall combo against even one of the big cores on IG, it's just going to be so hard for them to start a fight.
And that's base kip. What do you think the stats are on teams winning games with 4 positions that don't have stuns?
I don't know if they're very good, to be honest.
Could you give me the numbers though?
No.
What are you talking about? 4 positions without stuns? Panga's got stun.
True, but he doesn't have a stun for the first 10 minutes of the game.
All right, fair enough.
Emo charged. That's the clone. He's fine.
Yeah.
Skype for a second.
So, Aegis is running out soon. Surely part of the problem in this game is that they have, like, there's 2 different strategies going on. There's the Wraith King Omni, and then there's the Arc Warden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, Wraith King has tried to pivot into becoming, like, the space-making hero, but it's not happening. Supports don't have anybody to play with.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say with the Omni Midas comment. It's just, it seems disjointed. Like their cores are not on the same page in terms of how they want to play the tempo of the game.
And can I just say, I love this Lina pick as a counter to the Arc Warden, because in theory, if you're trying to go the typical like late game dataless right click build, it's not great against the bubble. But hold up, Emo's charged. That's real.
Yeah,
what?
that's a real
Wait,
hero,
what?
and he's gonna die.
What a ward. As it fades, 17 seconds left, but it gives the vision for the charge, and that's an easy slay.
They see more.
They're actually just scouting.
They know. They got the stun.
Oh my!
That's
was
why.
that
Looking for
line?
more? Are you kidding me?
Are
Oh
you serious?
my God!
Setsu! Yeah. What a
Beast.
They are styling on him.
Jeez.
Oh, let him respawn.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's unbelievable. What a play by Setsu. And you can see they have both. I love AA Spirit Breaker because you have a support that provides tons of vision, and the Spirit Breaker who not only consumes it but provides more of it himself. You find that first kill, the map opens up, suddenly you can be anywhere, especially when Monet is blinking around the map every 3.5 seconds. He took both the blink cooldown and the blink cast range. So he's everywhere around this map. Look how fast he travels. He's already mid.
Yeah.
He beat the creep wave.
And especially if you can get it in combination with the Darks here, talking about that Spirit Breaker, it's just a no-brainer. Monet.
You don't need a PhD to recognize that RNG's draft.
True. And that's a problem. That Ags Lina, I mean, if any of these dire heroes just come into vision, you get charged, and
it's so much damage. He took the spell amp too.
immediately lagooned.
That ult is going to do over 1,000 pure damage. Yeah, goodbye.
There you go. No GA for you.
Disarm onto Monet, actually finishing the Abyssal, not even going for the BKB, doesn't see the necessity because he's just so damn far ahead. And blinks immediately onto Emo. Now the charge coming forwards. Lon M, it's going to hit 2.
Oh my
A
goodness.
double stun on top
Look
of
at
it
that
with the
wall.
wall. So much damage coming out. Emo is dead. He's got buyback, sure, but ZZZ once again will fall.
Oh, this is in
Ollie
the books.
2. And they're just going to walk away now. Fly by, surging himself. Lon M running, and maybe you get Afu here, but another stun by Setsu.
Oh, they can turn though.
Can they?
Yeah,
They use the
IG need to
buybacks,
be
but they don't
careful.
punish.
I'm just saying the 3 heroes of IG need to be careful chasing outside of that base.
Well, they put 2 and 2 together and they realized that there was that ward, but
Yeah.
it's that ward destroyed them. Like, it killed the Omni Knight and then it killed the Arc Warden. They were just not in control of their high ground at all.
Yikes.
Smoked up immediately. I love this. You've got the buyback zone
What an
cooldown. Why not
aggressive
get
play.
frisky? They're going to scan on the side of Dire to try and ensure their own woods are clear, but you've got to be careful. They have absolutely no vision outside of this one ward that is not going to foresee.
Yeah, this is a really hard move to read, I
Look at
think,
the pinging.
if you're IG.
Yeah. I mean, and it's so dangerous, too, because Monet can just farm, and he's always close enough to connect if necessary. And I love this. Like, look at the long wraparound. They're going to find somebody here. Dogfight's in trouble. They're going to get the one set of bounty runes. Monet taking bottom. It's a great move set up around that 30-minute mark. Top. Goodbye, Ollie.
Yeah, IG are going to feel fortunate if they get out of this with only the loss of the Shaman.
Setsu. He's once again guesses right, but just a little slower this time. AM will finish up his Battle Fury after this creep wave. Now level 25 as well. Goes for the Mana Void CD talent. Now just a
Butterfly.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
He is no longer a caterpillar, boys and girls.
He has come out of his chrysalis. This man is finished farming.
What's your favorite animal, Alan?
Wow. The Burman.
The what?
It's a kind of cat. It's a breed of cat.
So why didn't you just say a cat?
I think whale sharks are cool.
You know,
What's your favorite?
You know what it is? I would say cat because I only have that high school education. You've got a PhD.
No, we have Burmans. That's a breed of cat that my wife and I like.
What's
We've had 4
your
of them,
favorite
and we love
animal,
them.
Kyle? Answer the question.
Yeah, what's your favorite animal?
That's tough. I got a lot of favorite animals. I loved cheetahs when I was younger. I like dolphins. I really like bumblebees. I think that honey is awesome, and it's one of the coolest substances ever. But we can't get into that right now because we have a fight top, or did we? Because he's already dead. Now Ollie's soon to follow. Do these heroes have buyback? No, my
They do
friends.
not.
They do not. That means at least one Rax will almost certainly go the way of RNG as the Setsu Lina TP's in. Now with the Kaya, how much damage does this ultimate do? 1,151.57.
Hello.
That is a lot. Thank God Valve coded the math for me, because Lord knows I wouldn't be able to figure that out. Charge onto Lan M, light speed.
What?
Kaboom! And this teleport is just being
Hey, I
camped.
mean-
Emo cannot actually come back to base.
It's not one-shotting Roshan with Arc Warden, but it's pretty entertaining nonetheless.
And look at this. That's the clone once again, but they're not interested in allowing this Arc Warden to set up any sort of minefield.
No.
They clean up the clone about as fast as Obi-Wan did, really. Actually, it took him a bit longer. Let's not get into it. I agree.
I'm not taking that bait. Even I don't
Speaking
fall.
of bait-
Even I don't fall for every one of them.
Speaking of bait, do you like to fish?
Kyle. Good Lord.
Do you like to fish?
He
I'm
loves
fishing
it.
right
Yeah,
now.
you're fishing right now. That's what I was angling for.
Oh! Oh my Lord, get me out. Oh, the poor skeletons. Come on, Monet.
They're back.
Cruelty to undead. At least they're only worth 5 gold. Man.
Yeah.
So is this pretty much the Arc Warden pick to the AM?
I think it's more about that mistake. They made 2 critical errors. One was the fight bottom around the tier 2, where they just really fed for nothing. And then
I think
the
it's
smoke
okay
gank.
if Wraith King doesn't die
Okay.
like immediately afterwards.
Look, there is, I used to sing this song back when I was a pro player, oftentimes in frustration, and it went like this. Don't walk up the high ground with no vision. And that's exactly what they did,
Okay.
and then they got wiped. And
Fair
that
enough.
was the big mistake
I like that song.
I do too.
You
Unfortunately,
need to take that on the road.
yeah, I do.
Last fight of the
ZZZ
game
is in a
here,
lot of
potentially.
trouble, and yeah, he's actually just dead immediately.
the-
3-man back
yeah.
wall, 3-man AA ultimate. Dogfights is rolling forward. The
And the
GA's
GA's
popped
not
as
gonna
well.
do
Buyback
anything.
onto the Wraith King. He's trying to get back in here, but there's no top shrine, so he had to TP bottom. Will
Lana.
not be here in time. Aegis has already gone down as a blink forward from Monet will ensure the Darkseer's dead. Everybody's dead. Monet running rampant onto Emo. Mana Void. Double kill. Beyond Godlike. GG. And ZZZ will die for the third time in that engagement as Dogfights will be the last alive. But unfortunately, IG 5 for 0, 7 for 0 technically, as RNG easily clean house in this first game. 30